So the brother's question was regarding some people who have a very liberal mindset and they seek to water down the sunnah, and he gave an example which he wanted to ask the Shaykh about, which is the example of taking more than one wife. And some people say this was for the Prophet, but it's not for people after that. There's no reward for this. There's no reward for you in this. So what does the Shaykh say about this? So the Shaykh said this is a matter that has been explained in the Quran, and it's not a custom. It's not something that was just done customarily. But the Prophet ﷺ was unique in one particular thing, and that he was unique in the number of wives that he was allowed to have. He had more than the 4 which we are restricted to. So the Shaykh said this is something which is permissible. But the Shaykh said, in my opinion, this is something that we shouldn't be encouraging everyone to do, specifically everyone to do. It's something that Allah has allowed, and the righteous predecessors used to do it, and it has many benefits in it. But a person may not have the qualities of character to be able to be just in this. And for example, the Shaykh said in many times now with divorce has become like drinking water. It's become such a normal thing in some countries. He said with us, divorce is a very big thing. And he said, didn't the Prophet ﷺ indicate that divorcing a woman is like breaking her in the hadith regarding the rib, that it's like breaking a woman, it's like breaking her. So he said that this is something which we have to, there are some people who are just not capable of doing this. Like the Shaykh used the expression, they just can't steer the ship and they can't handle it. And there are other people, if you don't give them this option, they might fall into zina. And he said that to the point that people are saying, commit zina, but just don't get 2 wives. Don't have 2 wives. It's better for you to commit zina. And the Shaykh said this matter is something which is very clear, and it's clear that there is a need which differs from person to person, and it's clear that people's abilities are different, and that Islam has put down certain regulations and conditions for this to take place. So he said it's not like we encourage everybody to do this as a mass sunnah, regardless of whether you can or can't, regardless of what you have or what you don't, because a person might destroy their family through this. Nor is it the case that we prohibit everyone from doing this and we stop people who clearly need, because a person might fall into immorality. But rather we say that this is something from the religion along with its conditions. And this is not just about marriage. Likewise, matters of wealth. If we see, for example, Islam praises having wealth and spending it in Allah's cause. But what do most people do with wealth today? Do they spend it in good or they spend it in something bad? So most of them spend it in something bad. And yet there are texts which praise having wealth and spending it. So he said, he gave the example of a car. You can use it for good or for bad. He said, so it's clear that having more than one wife is something that is needed from person to person, time to time, place to place, for men and for women. And it's got a reason that is beneficial to men and a reason that's beneficial to the women who are in that kind of relationship where they have a co-wife. And the Shaykh said it's important that this is a principle that has dawabit, it has regulations and conditions and rules to it, and it is an ibadah. It's not an act, it's not a custom, it's an act of worship, but it has conditions and it has things that we have to be distinct. It has a breakdown that we break it down and we mention the different rulings about it. It's not just, we don't just say it like that with one statement. I hope that's as accurate as much as I could write from what the Shaykh said, inshallah.